Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. The moment has finally come in Port Charles, where Liesl Obrecht is confronted with the reality of her son's return, and the stakes have never been higher. Nathan West has emerged from the shadows, and Obrecht finds herself balancing on a knife edge between the fear of losing the treasure she now holds, her connection to him, and the risk that everything she's built could crumble if the investigation into Faison's final chapter continues. The question hanging over the canvas is this: will Obrecht sabotage Nathan's investigation because she simply cannot risk losing the happy ending she's convinced herself she deserves? From the outset, Nathan's return has triggered seismic shifts. The miracle of him coming back from an open-casket funeral was more than a twist. It was a resurrection of possibilities for Obrecht. She had longed for the day when her son would walk through the door again, when the ghost of his disappearance and the shame of his presumed death would give way to the warm glow of mother and son reunited. And now she has it. So for every clue Nathan uncovers, for every report Anna Devane and Jack Brennan dig into, Obrecht watches with growing concern. Because to her, this isn't just about detective work or unraveling the Faison legacy. It's about preserving the fragile fantasy she's built around being the mother who finally got her boy back. Nathan's investigation is not some side plot. It is central. He's not simply reclaiming his badge or returning to police work. He's stepping into a maelstrom of old secrets, dangerous alliances, and the re-emergence of Caesar Faison's legacy. With partners like Dante Falconeri nearby and Anna's investigative radar humming in the background, the pressure is on. Obrecht knows that if Nathan pulls too hard, too fast, not only will the full truth about his origins come to light, but so will her role in concealing what she's always hidden. Suddenly, the happy ending she believed she secured with Nathan might vanish in a puff of smoke, and that loss is intolerable. What complicates matters is how Obrecht chooses to respond. She could try the obvious route, take a step back and hope nothing catastrophic emerges, but that's passive. She could act overtly, trying to sabotage Nathan's case in plain sight, but that risks detection, allied suspicion, and exposes her to retaliation from the WSB, PCPD, or worse. The more subtle path will be her chosen one, obstructing from the shadows, planting doubts, redirecting attention, and convincing those close to Nathan that maybe the investigation needs to wait, that maybe the bonds between mother and son matter more than the dusty old files and buried bodies. Because to Obrecht, our heroes aren't just chasing villains, they're chasing her just as well. If you look at Nathan's motivations, they feel pure. He wants to re-establish his identity, to regain his badge, to be the son and father figure he knows he must be. He's got Maxie, he's got his child, he's got the weight of family responsibility pressing on him. All these layers tell you he's not going to back down. He's not going to accept that the truth stays hidden forever. But Obrecht doesn't need him to back down. She simply needs him to stall, just long enough for her to secure the emotional territory that she's carved out, being the mother who finally has her boy, being present in the home, in the family structure, in the life of her grandson. That is what she fears losing most. Now imagine this: Anna and Jack getting closer to the bottom of the Faison project. They uncover a lead. Nathan pushes for access. Obrecht hears the squeak of the wheels turning. In that moment, she has to decide: intervene, or let it play out. Intervention might be subtle. A false lead provided to Nathan, a hidden document purloined, someone planted in his sphere to misdirect him. She might start telling Nathan that the case is too dangerous, that Maxie and the baby need him, that trust has to come before diving headfirst into a nest of vipers. She will deploy emotional leverage, mother's love, fear for her son's safety, the promise of normalcy. She may even lean on Britt, knowing Britt is in a sensitive position and could either help or hinder. The illusion she wants is simple: we already won. Let's live the life. Anything that threatens that gets nudged out of the way. This is not just about screen time or soap operatic melodrama. The core tension is universal. One character seeking truth and justice, the other seeking sanctuary and emotional security. Nathan's investigation into Faison's final operation is about exposure, catharsis, closure. Obrecht's sabotage is about suppression, preservation, peace of mind. She doesn't want more questions. She's convinced she's done her time, that the trauma is past, that she has a second chance. But in Soapland, second chances have a way of unraveling when history refuses to lie dormant. Let's talk about the impact of this dynamic. For Nathan, the discovery that his presumed dead status was a lie, that his mother may not have been his mother, that his father might be the villain himself. All of these are tectonic shifts. If Obrecht interferes, she does more than delay an investigation. She risks undermining Nathan's very identity, his trust in his mother, his sense of being the hero. On the flip side, Obrecht's interference may protect her own self-image. She's long been the villainess, the figure of terror in Port Charles. But here in this arc, she's the mother. She's the woman who lost her child and got him back. If she sees that image crumble, if Nathan learns too much, it's not just her legacy that dies, it's her moment of redemption, however twisted it may be. Here's a hypothesis. Obrecht will do more than just stall. She'll start shaping the investigation's direction. She may plant evidence to cast suspicion away from her, she may redirect Nathan toward less threatening leads, or she may co-opt the investigation and bring him under her auspices so she can monitor every move. And she'll do this under the guise of concern. Nathan, this is too much, or let's wait until Maxie wakes up, or we need to build you back up before you take this on. Behind the facade is a mother who fears losing everything. And what about the emotional fallout? For Nathan and Maxie, for their son James, this whole arc has larger ramifications. Imagine Nathan telling his mother about a lead, trusting her implicitly. She manipulates him gently, softens him emotionally, then watches as the case grows murky. Nathan starts to sense something's off. Is mom supportive? Or is mom hiding something? That kind of internal conflict, familial trust versus professional duty, is potent. And that's exactly where soap drama thrives, in the cracks of loyalty and obligation. Obrecht likely knows more about Faison's operation than she's willing to admit. She lived through that world. She made choices. She paid prices. And now she has the chance to rewrite the story, not as the villain, but as the protector of her family. To keep that story intact, she must keep Nathan from digging into what she fears will emerge. Because the truth might expose not only that she lied, but how deep she went, how complicit she was, and who she protected along the way. If she loses that happy ending with Nathan by her side, she fears she'll be back in isolation. This is alone, the larger question. Unloved. Is Obrecht's sabotage purely selfish? Or is there a twisted kind of maternal love driving her? Because when she holds Nathan's hand, sees him father his child, walks in the same home again, she might feel that love. It becomes something real. And real love demands preservation. But at what cost? What she's essentially saying is, yes, history can wait. Yes, I can bury the truth for now. But the cost falls on the idea of justice, on the idea that heroes like Nathan deserve closure. And even worse, it places Maxie and little James in the path of secrets and danger. What if the investigation blows up and the retaliatory strike lands on the wrong head? We have to consider the looming threat, Faison. Even if believed dead, his legacy, and what he left behind, casts a long shadow. Nathan getting too close might unleash unknown forces. Obrecht isn't ignorant of that. She knows his father's name, his criminal empire, what was done in the dark. She may fear that Nathan will unearth a part of that past that cannot be contained. And when that happens, the fallout will ripple through every relationship, every trust, every moment of joy she's now experiencing. So the sabotage isn't just about happy ending, it's about survival. Let's examine possible scenes we may see. Nathan and Anna dig into a lead. Obrecht calls Nathan, voices concern, urges caution. Nathan insists. Obrecht introduces a diversion. Why don't you spend time with the baby? Maxie needs you. Nathan hesitates. He chooses duty. Obrecht smirks internally. Later, Nathan finds a clue which points to a familiar face. Obrecht accesses that file first, moves it, hides it. Nathan arrives at her office. Mom, what's going on? She smiles, excuses duty calls. He gets uneasy. And that's the subtle sabotage. The show may also throw in a louder move. Obrecht may engineer a scenario where Nathan is compromised, his badge in jeopardy or his trust betrayed, so he steps back. Because the shorter his investigation, the safer her ending. From a viewer's standpoint, this is rich territory. We're used to Obrecht being the schemer, the doctor with a twisted moral compass. But here she's playing defense. She's fighting to keep what she now considers precious. This is a character shift, not from villain to hero, but from aggressor to protector of a fragile sanctuary. It changes the lens with which we see her, no longer just the chaotic hand in the dark, but a mother who lost and is afraid of losing again. That internal fear is what makes the sabotage more than plot. It becomes psychological. What is she willing to sacrifice? What lines will she cross? Will she step into outright betrayal? Or will she stay in the gray zone, hoping the investigation doesn't blow up and that Nathan never finds the bomb she's buried? And what of Nathan's journey? He's been through death, resurrection, identity confusion, loss of badge, questions about his father. Now he also must confront the idea that his mother may be standing between him and those answers. That complicates his mission. He's not just investigating criminals. He's investigating his own family. He may wonder, did Mom push me away? Did she avoid finding things out? Did she block leads? Or am I simply too paranoid? That's the emotional thread that will elevate this storyline from mere sabotage to a deep internal conflict. Trust versus truth, family versus duty. We must also ask, why now? Why would Obrecht risk it all by allowing this investigation to grow? Because the return of Nathan threatens her equilibrium. Before Nathan came back, Obrecht existed in a mode of survival. She knew who she was, who she lost, who she might never get back. She had built walls. But his return dismantled those walls. She allowed herself to hope. She let herself breathe. She risked being vulnerable. And she hates vulnerability. So the sabotage is a reflexive act of fear. If I don't hold on to this moment now, I'll lose it again. That fear becomes her motive. In the weeks ahead, we'll likely see a domino effect. Nathan finds a lead. Obrecht interferes. Nathan notices something off. He confronts her. She deflects. Nathan presses. Maxie grows concerned. Nathan is torn between investigating and protecting his family. Obrecht accelerates her emotional hold, perhaps confessing to small lies, creating emotional debt, reminding Nathan what they lost, what they have now. This will raise the stakes. One wrong move and the investigation unravels, or the family does. The show might bring in external pressure too. A rival who sees Nathan as a threat uses the investigation's momentum to strike. Obrecht will pick up the pieces quietly so the damage lands elsewhere. That way, she protects her son and herself. The longer Nathan investigates, the more likely it is that Obrecht's facade cracks. She may face a turning point. Does she let Nathan continue and risk everything? Or does she sabotage to protect the happy ending and face the moral consequences of that sabotage? That moment of choice is key. And viewers love those crossroads. Will she admit to Nathan that she fears losing him? Will Nathan accept that his mother may have helped bury a truth to keep him safe? What will he choose? Exposing the past or preserving the present? And from a thematic point of view, this storyline touches on redemption, sacrifice, identity, and the cost of love. Obrecht's happy ending is not just about family. It's about redemption for her. Nathan's investigation is not only about justice. It's about identity. When you combine those two arcs, you have a story where personal and professional collide in dramatic fashion. And the sabotage is the friction point. So as the story marches toward its climax, we should watch for these three things. 1. Nathan pushing past emotional pleas, going after the truth no matter the cost. That means confronting Obrecht, confronting the lead, confronting what she's hiding. 2. Obrecht deploying tactics, manipulation, emotional leverage, misdirection, suppression of evidence, possibly bribery or threats, anything that keeps the investigation off balance and preserves her bond with Nathan. 3. The confrontation moment, when the investigation uncovers something so explosive that Obrecht's actions can no longer be hidden. That's when Nathan must decide, family or truth. And the audience will see whether Obrecht loses her happy ending and whether Nathan loses his moral ground. In the end, we ask, can the happy ending for Obrecht survive? Is it real, or is it built on a foundation of hidden truths? And if the foundation crumbles, will she have the strength to face what she's done? And will Nathan still stand with her? This is more than a soap twist. It's human drama. It's mothers, sons, trust, lies, and the question of what we risk so we don't lose what matters. Obrecht may be the one pulling strings, but in doing so she risks losing the very string she holds. Nathan may search for answers, but in doing so he risks losing a home he's just found. The question remains, will one side win, or will both lose? As Port Charles moves toward what promises to be a showdown between mother and son, between truth and preservation, be ready for sparks. Be ready for secrets to surface. And be ready for one happy ending to shatter if the investigation finds more than Obrecht bargained for. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for all of your updates.